What up? What up? What up? Ross and Risky Thursday night. What up, my boy?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Man, I'm chilling, bro. I had forgot where we got the intro beat from. I think that's let me not even say it. I don't want to get nobody like, oh, that's where you got it from, and try to hit me with a strike. We've been using it. We've been good so far. I'll tell you later. but yeah, we here tonight, man. We have a good time. If you haven't joined us before, we definitely appreciate you, man. We talk about sports and the culture. Tonight, man, we're gonna get right to it. We got to talk about all the trouble going on with sports media, specifically former athletes, man. It was a crazy week. Started off with the Morris twin. Let me make sure I plug in my laptop for it. Turn for it. Died. There you go. With the Morris twin getting in some trouble, writing bad checks. Allegedly. Then it went to Shannon being officially let go by ESPN. And then the last thing, everything happens in threes, right? No Chill Gil, Agent Zero got picked up. And so we'll get to that. But let's start with the Shannon stuff, and then we're gonna go right into Gil because I got the indictment pulled up. You're gonna say, fake folks gonna say I'm hating, but I'm gonna get the paperwork. I got the paperwork. I'm on my whack 100.
I got the content. I got
the work. We're gonna get into the work because I think it's some pieces of the work that people are they're reading it, but they're kind of skipping over what I think is some important parts. So we'll get to that. But let's start with Shannon. I think I told you a couple of times, Ross, that he was never going back to ESPN. It was over. That whole he was like, I'm taking a sabbatical. Well, I'll be back. Maybe he said, I'll be back in football season. And I was like, nah.
Yeah.
That ain't how that works.
Yeah, it's over. The whole thing just seemed fishy to me, though. I don't like that whole situation because it was like soon as ESPN offered them the big money, then the case came out. And then, through the case, technically, he settled, but technically he wasn't found of anything illegal. So he didn't commit no crimes. They settled that consensual, but I guess morality clause and just keeping your face clean, I guess, that cost him his job. So I don't know. How do you go from one to offer somebody a hundred and however many million that he was about to be offered, and they was getting ready to push him and make him the face, to now like one thing can come out about you, and you technically get proven that you didn't break any laws. And then now you get fired. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
The conspiracy theory is that, your man, Stephen A. Smith, dropped the dime on all three of them. That's the conspiracy. The last time they was seen at ESPN, they was up there with Stephen A. And they say Stephen A. wanted to make sure he the HNIC up there at ESPN. Stephen A. ain't gonna let nobody come in there and get bigger than the program, right?
Oh, you think after a year you gonna come in here and get 100 after I've been fighting to get my 100?
So there's that allegedly. Obviously, I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna be called a hater anyway tonight for the content. I don't know how real that figure was. I know that figure was the figure that got floated out there, that 100 million. I don't know how real that figure was. To do 100 million to do what?
It was going in the football season. He was going to be, because Steve, let's be honest now. If you really want to have a conversation, since Shannon left First Take, Stephen A's whole thing up until he got paid was, I've been number one for the last X amount of years. I'm staying number one. I want to be paid like number one. When McAfee came and got his big money from ESPN, Stephen A said, I'm number one here. I want what he got and then some, and he was very clear about that. Shannon came in and First Take was number one, but then it went number one by a long shot on the days when he was there. Stephen A was heard in interviews saying that. So Shannon's worth was shown real early, and he was bigger than life. He had the Cat Williams interview while he was at ESPN. Like he just went out of here in that short amount of time So I mean, hey, there's some merit there. There's some merit there. Going into football season, they was gearing up the kind of geared around him and probably let him.
I'm not mad if he was gonna get the money, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Dame Dash. I'm not pocket watching Dame. You know what I'm saying? I ain't watching that man's pockets like that. I'm just, I just think we live in a day and time now where, especially on the internet, people throw around figures that are large sums of money like it's no big deal. Like all these OnlyFans models that just be out here lying. It's no way these women on OnlyFans are making $80 million a year. Stop this stuff. Stop.
Right, but Disney and OnlyFans ain't the same. You stop it. we know who runs stuff at ESPN. That's Disney.
Hey, but okay.
And I'm in Orlando. Shout out Disney. Disney.
If we're gonna talk about, I want to talk about two things with Shannon, because to your point, you were saying, well, nothing came. We didn't ever find out anything illegal. Well, that's partly because I don't think it was anything illegal. That's to be full disclosure for me. But that's also because he settled the case. Now he was trying to settle before it got to this. Remember, they were saying he had offered her $10 million before stuff even got out. And they played it the way they played it. And it looks like from the reports that I've been reading and seeing, it's somewhere between 20 and 23 million was the settlement. And she immediately went to OnlyFans and announced her retirement.
I'm retiring. So, I mean, but think about it, just for a regular person. You about to get this raise and this promotion, and somebody just throws some allegations that you used to deal with and say you did that to them. And then you go and win, like, essentially, I know he settled, he paid, whatever. He did not commit. You won. You went and proved your innocence.
Yeah, but I think so. I think it's a pattern too, though, that they're looking at. Because if we're gonna go there and say, well, why? I was trying to not go here, but let's go full hater. He got fired from CBS it was. I don't know if he got fired because of that. I don't know. Let me be alleged. But there was some issues at CBS with a female coworker there when he left there. There was another lawsuit that he talks about all the time where he got into it with the woman. That's when he started saying, well, I don't even get on elevators no more by myself with women, right? Then there's this whole whatever this is with this woman. We don't even know what this is. I don't think this is anything illegal. I just think that this wasn't a good look. And let's be real. People laughed it off, but I remember I was one of the few people that was like, to this day, I keep saying it. That was a fake. He put out a fake sex tape. That wasn't real. There's no way that was real, that he went live on that. And I don't know what the motivation was.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, that wasn't real, bro. That's not like, you know this, bro. The steps that you got to take to get to go live, stop, bro. You just don't throw your phone on the bed and the phone just flipping and just pushing all the right buttons. Stop. So,
I don't think so either.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, he's had some, to your point, you pointed out, because I'm going to be the hater role tonight. Put that hat on. You pointed out all the success that he had in that short amount of time at ESPN. There's also a bunch of weird stuff in that short amount of time at ESPN, right? You get that weird makeup stuff he had on. Remember this whole weird makeup?
Oh, no.
No, we got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Then you show up to
the ESPN person didn't know how to.
I don't know who did what. Then you showing up to the game with your new stylist that everybody was like, is that your stylist? Because he's a known member of the LGBTQ community, and y'all out here sitting looking real cozy together, right? Then we get the whole, he popped out with the little pouch coming out the truck, looking how he was looking to go check.
What does that got to do with his job, bro?
I'm just simply saying.
Yeah, he said he hopped out with the pouch. That has nothing to do with
it. And then he dropped the fake sex tape.
He hopped out with the pouch. Is crazy. He rolled with his gay stylist. Come on, man.
He had the LeBron thing. Wasn't that at ESPN when he was in a fight? What was he at? Was he at FS1 or was he at ESPN already?
Now, see, I was thinking about that. I don't think he was with ESPN then. I think that was FS1. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know ESPN don't play, but at the end of the day,
And he's facing a new case right now, him and Ocho.
I saw. But
they facing it. If y'all haven't seen it, Shannon Sharpe and Ocho, the crew Nightcap, facing a $20 million lawsuit after allegedly spreading false claims about a woman's viral moment with Usher. This is the woman that the older woman at the Usher concert. She's a global director for Harold Washington Cultural Center. She says that she appeared on national media to correct the record, but alleges the defendants continue to spread rumors. She also claims the false narrative caused significant harm to her character and led to emotional distress. So here's what this is why people say sometimes when you settle stuff, it kind of opens up the floodgates. Because once she saw, he's settling stuff. Okay, let me put my lawsuit out there. Let me put me a $20 million lawsuit out there. He might settle with me for
$20 because y'all told a lie about me. Like, let's say people lie on you every day. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
He said people lie on you every day.
So now she want $20 million because y'all told a lie.
Yeah, man, y'all can't do that.
What is this world coming to, bro?
Man, y'all can't do this woman like that. Stop this stuff.
What is this world coming to?
Well, you can't just spread. So hold on. You want a world where you can just go around spreading lies, Ross? What are we doing?
If somebody tells a lie on you, you gonna go sue them?
Shit, if you got some money, I would love to. If that's what we can do, can we do it or not? I want to know. What's the rules, Ross? Because if she might, again, if you Shannon, what do you do with this? Do you keep spending money to fight it, or do you say how much you want to settle this?
What did Shannon say wrong?
I don't know. It's not my lawsuit, man. She said that. She said that.
Look at her.
What, man? She's at a concert.
Look. Now, what lie hurt her feelings that bad?
Well, because she's a global director for Harold Washington Cultural Center, which is apparently over. I think she's in the UK somewhere, right? I don't know where she is, but anyway, she has a big position, and this caused issues, her reputation. Well, she's minding her business.
Look.
But they started spreading rumors, though, saying that woman was getting a divorce and that she was, all of this. And she was like, none of that was
true. Look. Yes, bro. Whatever they said was true.
Oh, whoa. No, it's not. No, Ross finna get us put in the indictment. Hold on.
Bro, did you see what she just did with them two chairs?
Hey, it ain't got nothing to do with me or you. Ross and Risky, we don't support nothing that Nightcap was saying about that. We do not get me indicted, nigga. Hell no. We don't support that at all, ma'am. I'm on your side, ma'am.
She over there wilding. She getting backlash at work because of what Shannon them said, not because she swallowed two chairs at one time.
Hey man, listen. They spread misinformation about her. That's what she's saying. They spread misinformation. You can't spread misinformation.
Down. When Keke Palmer did it, and everybody and their mama talked about Keke Palmer, and then she came out and said the truth. She ain't come out and try to sue everybody. Come on, bro. It's money grabs. And these girls getting it. And so now it's like it's an easy target. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. I mean, I just know that this is kind of what happens, unfortunately, though, with celebrities, especially once you start settling lawsuits. People say, oh, you just want to settle stuff, especially right now. Shannon, he just did this. I feel bad because I know how hard he's worked. Not only as a player, he played a position and at a time in the NFL where the money wasn't as free-flowing as it is now. So obviously he made a great living, but he didn't make anything what these guys are making now. And so in his second act of his career, when he was in the studio, I think he was at CBS with those guys for a while. He had that gig. Then he had the gig at FS1. Then he found his way to ESPN. Obviously, as you mentioned, he was having great success with his podcasting and his YouTube platforms with Club Shay Shay and with Nightcap. So he was having great success in this stage in his career. Like you said, potentially was going to culminate with a $100 million deal. And then everything, is kind of basically in jeopardy. Where the $100 million is gone and everything else is kind of wait and see.
But I got to give him some credit though. What he was smart is, what a lot of people don't realize is he has like a production network. So like Jeff Teague's podcast and a lot of other podcasts, if you look, you'll see the little emblem in the top corner where Shannon pretty kind of like what Colin does with the volume.
Well, Colin owns all. Well, Colin runs all. He's signed to the volume.
Okay, so Shannon has a subsidiary.
Yeah, shout out to Pusha T. All them niggas is you signed to one nigga that's signed to another nigga that's signed to another nigga. Shout out to Pusha T, man. These niggas is all signed to other niggas. Yeah?
Okay. Well, yeah. I was gonna say
the volume is Cash Money.
Right.
And then you got
the volume is like Universal, and then the rest of them are under Universal.
Yeah, I'm just saying because Birdman, when they were trying to say Young Money was separate from Cash Money, he was like, nah, it's all under the same umbrella, dog. I don't know what y'all talking about. All this shit under the same umbrella. We ain't splitting up none of this stuff. All this coming to me. But no. No, you're right, though. He does have a hand in those other things. And look, man, he does.
Go ahead. I was going to say, because his numbers have kind of fallen even with that. Ever since the lawsuit, Nightcap and Club Shay Shay was kind of like close to the top of the content spaces.
Yeah.
And it's been a dramatically drop. So,
well, I think the first thing that happened, Ross, we got to acknowledge is that he lost because like black women were really tuning into the show and supporting it as well. And I think he kind of lost them with some of the rhetoric and then with what came out. I'm not saying he did anything wrong or illegal, but let me just give you
with the fact that
I'll give you Exhibit A. I'll give you Exhibit A.
Date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
See, that's what everybody was trying to tell him. Hey, man, you should date your age, and he said, "No, I'm gonna date my wage." So, see.
Hey, hold on. I didn't like the way he said "speak" just then. He got a little sugar. I don't know, bro. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way he said "speak," bro. I didn't like that.
Hold on, let's go. We're gonna hate tonight. Let's bring it back.
I didn't like that.
Date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy?
As we speak. All he had to, what he wanted to say at the end? Period.
He did his hand a little bit. He kind of, as we speak, he did a little hand motion too.
Oh my God.
It was on his side too. It was crazy. But nah, I ain't gonna lie, that was a bad clip.
Yeah, and so a lot of black women were like that, especially coming off. Remember, he did the thing with what's her name that came on the show? Monique. When Monique was on the show and was like, "Yo, you need to get you an older black woman with some age." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "Nah, I'm cool." He hit it with the John Moran. I'm good in the West. Yeah, he said, "I'm good in the West. I'm doing me out here." And they like, see what happened? You got your dumb ass caught up out here. Now you got this girl retiring from OnlyFans.
They said that girl was from 2 years prior. So it was before he blew up into all that.
Okay.
That girl was when he was still over there with Skip. The Skip.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, and shout out to him, man. Just to go back to what you were saying, how like the numbers, and this happens, right, on YouTube. I study the algorithms all the time. All these shows, eventually you get to a point to where something will happen and then like the numbers will move or they'll plateau. They'll get to like, okay, coming off, he was never going to get, and it's not even offensive, but he was never going to get as hot as he was with the Cat interview again. Like that was some once in a lifetime. Literally no one's on the internet has ever been that hot, ever.
Most successful interview ever.
Yeah, so he was never going to get there again. But like you said, coming off that wave, he was still doing numbers. And then as some of the news started coming in, everything started kind of trending down. So we'll see what happens moving forward. I know he came out and he said that he wished ESPN would have waited to announce this until after his brother went into the Hall of Fame, because his brother gets inducted into the Hall of Fame Shannon Sharpe this weekend, and he was like, I wanted them to wait until Monday to announce it. But Shannon, I think Shannon may be kind of believing a little bit too much of his own hype. This shit is already basically almost out of the news cycle. Ain't nobody tripping on that shit. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not going to overshadow. I mean, it's headlines about it now, but once football
he wants his brother to be asked about it.
I mean, I'm with you, but you should, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. You dig? Like, it's tough. It is tough. You know what I'm saying? Because it feels like it's taken away from your brother's weekend. It is. I can understand him feeling a little bit hurt, but man, you talked about it when, is it a conspiracy that like all of a sudden all this stuff started almost, if we want to go there, Ross, it almost seems like it was very calculated how everything started trickling out from the tapes to the text messages to the disses to the dads, how everything kind of just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, one thing I know, they play a cold game. Disney could have went hey, now go drop it right now. You know what I'm saying? You never know. There's a lot of backdoor stuff going on. One thing I mean, it's clear that like it's not all about the when what they say content over everything. It's clear that it's not content over everything for ESPN. Like ESPN, they willing to just you know what I'm saying? They cutthroat, man. They get you out of there. And usually once you get fired, we ain't really seen too many people come back.
Oh yeah, no, it's over. He's never gonna be back on ESPN again. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'd be interested to see if FS1 decides to bring him back in any capacity.
Would he do that?
Skip's gone now. It's not like Skip's there no more. Skip's gone.
Hey, and FS1 clean house. So if you really look at it, it's media.
If he goes to FS1, he can bring the whole unk shit over there. He can be up there with the yak. Remember, he couldn't do none of that with the Disney. Remember, he had to kind of water it down. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't come out there with his all his get up and the do rag and the black and mild and them old backwoods. Skip. I got them old backwoods. I got them woods.
Ooh, fly, sky high, Skip. I'm gonna be floating, Skip. He had the edibles. I'm like, oh, he wild.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what made him was that like FS1 allowed him to do all that. He out there bringing the yak out there. You know what I'm saying? I got this old yak, Skip. Ooh, he drink a little bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, like they're looking for, spots now. They probably would get some flack FS1 if they brought him in, but it would also make a splash over there. You know what I'm saying? Like the only show they got really going is the first. What's the name? Is it First Things First?
First Things First and The Herd. Those are the only ones still on.
That's all they got going. Yeah, that's all they got going over there. So it's plenty of room. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they bring him in. I don't know. I would kick the. If I'm FS1, what you got to lose?
See,
like who else is out there to go get? That can make a splash and make a difference.
I think that whole content space is kind of it's done. Like First Things First, people love Nick. I would say chemistry wise,
they got good chemistry.
They have the best chemistry. People love Nick. I love the chemistry with him and Broussard. Ride it out with that show. Other than that, if you look at it, First Take's falling off. I don't know what's going on with Molly. I think Molly's out of there. First Take is like falling off. That style of show and like that old traditional way, like it's gonna have to be the McAfee's. It's gonna have to be kind of like a podcast, a non-formal type of way of doing that now. I think that's the future. So I would like to see Shannon kind of like get, like you said, get the freedom to do something like club, like with all the antics and all, and get to really talk like what it is. Like what we got to give credit to is McAfee came and shook the whole shit up. He did for real though. because he have his on YouTube while it's live on ESPN. He got him giving them 7-second delay, the curse. You know, it's just changed, and that just showed that ESPN's kind of changing. So I don't know. I don't think Shannon gonna be the last one. I think they got a good reason with what he did, but like I see a lot of changes in media coming.
Can I give you a name that and this ain't me? I hope it doesn't come true, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's just always a lot of smoke going on around him with controversy and different stuff. I don't know how much longer Ryan Clark's gonna be at ESPN.
Another one.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer he's gonna be there.
He always kind of like trying to speak up and be.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He old Captain Saberhole type thing. Yeah. He trying to say the word, like, bro. Sometimes just like get off social media.
Everybody had to remind that Negro he had a white baby mama. It's like, hey, nigga. It was like, hey, hold on, Ryan. Why you talking crazy? Hold on, dude. You act like your baby mama ain't white, my dude. Stop with all this stuff you talking to. Now, we all get it. RG3 deserved all the disrespect he was getting, but he just went too far. And it was like you said, it was like after a while, it was like, Ryan, what are we doing, bro?
Like you trying to change the world.
Yeah, we know RG3 is a goofball. Like Rob Parker told y'all that 20 years ago, and that got Rob Parker fired when he called him a cornball brother.
Yeah. Shout out Rob Parker. Shout out Rob
Parker told y'all.
And Rob Parker's like one of them old school cats that like gonna keep it G too. I fuck with Rob Parker.
Rob Parker was like, yeah, he's a cornball brother.
Yeah, he's like
he called him that on ESPN when ESPN was popping in this heyday. This nigga called him a cornball brother. And look, lo and behold, look at him. Even when he was on the college game day, he was acting like a goofball, wearing his little goofy. They got his goofy ass out of there.
Yeah, he was whack.
Great player, great college player, won a Heisman. Great player, great athlete. We know the injuries happened in when he got to the NFL, but he was always a goof. That's who he is. He's a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
He was a goofball. Speaking of goofballs, Gilbert Arenas' goofball ass found himself in a trick bag. Yeah. I don't. Here's my problem with the reason I'm calling him a goofball is not because of this. And shout out to Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown had a field day. Because he don't mess with Shannon or Gilbert. He always calls Shannon with Joe big tongue ass boy. And you know he don't. He said he got a big tongue. Nigga can't talk because his tongue too big. Hilarious. But see, my problem with Gilbert is he's one of those classic dudes that we all met that play way too much. Everything is just too much goddamn playing. Now, the best thing that happened to him is that he found a dude named Swaggy P who might be on a little bit on the slow side because Swaggy act like he ain't really, because he be laughing. I'm like, Swaggy, this nigga fucking up your life and you laughing like this shit's funny, nigga. This is serious business, right? So he just got picked up and he's involved in an indictment, Agent Zero. I got the work. This is from United States Attorney's Office, Central District of California. I had to go get the work.
I got the work. It was crazy.
We got the work. I had to go get the work, Ross, because I wanted to make sure we accurate for the people. If we're going to talk about it, we got to make sure we got the proper work. So let me switch over here. Let's show this work. He got picked because when I first saw it, my homies was clowning me because I just thought he was doing some little BS, like running some little gambling shack out the crib. He got caught up. They're going to hit him with a slap on the wrist. And then I started hearing about Iranian mobsters and all. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Like, what the hell? So this thing has some legs, and I'm going to read some of this. I know it's difficult to see, but I'm going to read some of this in relation to Gilbert, and I'll let you take off, Ross. So he got picked up on Wednesday. Arenas 43. aka Agent Zero, which is hilarious, of Woodland Hills, is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business, 1 count of operating an illegal illegal gambling business, and 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. Stop right there. That's the part right there for me. That's the most important part. Let me highlight that. 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators, because people were putting this whole thing together and talking about that they had already pulled Gil's coattails maybe a year or two ago about like, hell, what the hell y'all got going on over here, right? And so there was, this, Raw, when you start dealing with these people when you start making any type of statements and you start giving false statements, that's like damn near some automatic jail time once you start giving false statements to folks, bro, to them people. You can lie on these streams. You can lie on your podcast. You start lying to these folks, they'll charge you 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. So he has to come and appear in court. He also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 code Ds in this one. Also charged in the indictment and arrested today in connection with the illegal gambling business. 5 separate people. Let's read some of this. Each of the defendants is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business. Their initial appearances and arraignments are scheduled for this afternoon in U.S. District Court in Los Angeles. So that was all on Wednesday. Here's the part that I want to get to, because it gets into details about, for example, they said that this one gentleman, he managed the illegal pot limit Omaha poker games, among other illegal games at the Encino Mansion, collecting, these are the important statements, collecting a rake and a fee, the house charge from each pot, either as a percentage or a fixed amount per hand, and invited players to compete. These are the parts that, the reason I'm highlighting, because these are the parts that are getting him in trouble legally, right? So for people that don't know, if me and Ross want to get together with some of the homies and have a poker night, that's perfectly legal. There's no issues there at all. We can bet money and lose money. We're fine. Where it becomes technically some issues in the legalese is where the person who's giving it the house is getting a fixed amount and those types of things, because now you're operating at what they would consider a gambling industry. So let's go on further. Here's where it gets even more spicy. Greshman hired young women who, in exchange for tips, served drink. Let me make sure I highlight it so everybody can see where I'm going. Hired young women in exchange for tips, served drinks, provided massages, and offered companionship to poker players. The women were also charged a tax, a percentage of their earnings from working the games. They had also had chefs, valets, and armed security guards were also hired to staff these illegal poker games. So it was a whole thing going on, Ross. It wasn't just we just playing some cards. It's a whole thing. Let me go back up because I skipped over one thing with Gilbert specifically when they're talking about with him. Let me go back. Hold on. Where did it go? Hold on. False statements. Okay, here we go. Right here, Ross. According to the indictment returned on July 15th and unsealed today, Greshman and Arenas, right, and the other defendants operated an illegal gambling business. Arenas rented out an Encino mansion he owned for the purpose of hosting high-stakes illegal poker games. At Arenas's direction, this is what they're alleging. At Arenas's direction, Arthur Katz, 51, of West Hollywood, staged the mansion to host the games, found co-conspirators to host the games, and collected rent from the co-conspirators on Arenas's behalf. And that's where Arenas potentially is in some real problems. That's where's the problem. I know it don't seem like that big of a deal, Ross. I'm with you. I'm just telling you from a legal perspective, this is where the problems come.
Yeah, because you was charging them money to use your area. Yeah. If I let y'all come commit a crime at my house and I'm collecting money, yeah, I get it. Nah, this is pretty interesting. I didn't see this article. I was reading the rest of it. Yeah, nah, this is for real.
Yeah, and you got so one of his codees, the main. So let me go to this person. So let's say this person was a chip runner in which he tracked players' wins and losses, distributed poker chips to players, and he paid employees. Grisham, he seems to be super involved in this, and Israeli citizen is also charged along with Valentina, I don't know how to say that last name, of Woodland Hills, with 3 additional counts: conspiracy to commit marriage fraud, and making false statements on an immigration document. In early 2022, Grisham conspired with whoever the other person is to enter into a sham marriage for the purposes of obtaining permanent legal status in the United States, and lied to immigration authorities to procure legal status for Grisham, who provided financial support to the other party in exchange for her participation in the sham marriage. So, yeah, this is a whole RICO type situation, because there's a whole lot of shit going on. We got illegal people coming over here who are over here illegal. Didn't those people get over here? They're hosting illegal games. But it says both Grisham and the other party submitted false information on their U.S. immigration forms, including Gresham's answer of no as to whether he had ever been detained by any law enforcement official, as to whether he had intended to engage in illegal gambling or any other form of commercialized vice. So I think September is when Gilbert's due in court. I know Gilbert came out clowning down the stairs, having a good time, saying he ain't do nothing. All he did was rent a house out. Ross, you know this like I know, unfortunately. It's something called being in concert, right? You can be in concert and be charged. You don't got to pull no triggers. You don't got to be the one to actually rob the store. If I'm driving a car and it's me, Ross, and 2 other homies, and they say, "Yo, stop right here, man. I want to get some chips. Let me get something to eat at this. Let me grab some snacks at the gas station." And I pull over, and they rob the gas station, get back in the car, and tell me to drive, and I drive, and we get away. I'm in concert with them now.
Right.
It just is what it is, right? I can't say, "Well, man, I was just driving. We was going." Yeah, I hear you. They robbed the store. You drove the getaway car. You in concert now. Facts. So I'm not saying I want Gilbert to go to go to prison or go to jail. I just want Gilbert to take this serious. Like the way he came out talking about we good and all this stuff, bro. I just want you to, pump your brakes just a little bit, my dude, and just understand that this is a time where we need to have a little bit, be a little bit serious. And here goes the clip I'm talking about, Ross. With
he
Gilbert.
said, "I'm snitching."
You better not.
Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello.
Free.
Yeah. And you see, I'm back on he said here on his IG, "I'm back on the streets. This ain't got shit to do with me. Just rented the house. Wasn't a part of any festivities." Well, see, he's right there. See, there's a lawyer that has a YouTube channel that he just started within this year. And the YouTube channel is called Self-Snitching. And basically it's talking about Negroes. How the problem is y'all self-snitch. Gilbert, you just said that you rented the place. Did you read what the hell you got indicted for, my dude? That's a crime. They're telling you, you did this. You called, they're saying allegedly you had people stage it, do a whole thing. They got other messages where they had him. He had the thing laid out with like Arena's poker room and all this shit in there, right? Like you're getting the kickback. You're the house. They're saying you're the house. So because you're the house, you're getting paid rent on this. All the poker players are playing. So you say, "Oh, I just rent the house." Well, nigga, that's enough.
Hold on, Roy. You missing the bigger picture. He is snitching on them people, and they're gonna send them people back to their country.
Well.
All them names are foreigners.
They
all got some immigration stuff going on. We know what's going on in the climate of the situation right now. Gilbert is dancing. Gilbert saying, I'm finna tell on y'all, and y'all going back to y'all country.
Well, here's the question I would have now, Ross. Would you play with the Israeli with Israeli mob figures?
That's what I was going. That was my next point.
Yeah,
that was my next point. But Gilbert already has been vocal. He's snitching. he's been vocal, and I think even that caption, like where we come from, you just don't say nothing.
Nothing, bro. Why are you even talking about you did anything? Like people, I don't think people understand what Michael Vick went to jail for. Michael Vick went to jail. He wasn't there fighting with any of the dogs. Michael Vick went to jail because it was his house.
Right.
It was his goddamn house.
He said, "Hey, it was really Tony and them doing it." And Dime his homies out. Michael Vick say, "All right, I shouldn't have let y'all do this at my house. I'm gonna take it." You feel me? Yes. Respect.
That's what I'm saying. Like people like Michael Vick was there fighting. He was never there actually fighting the dogs. Michael Vick just admitted, like you said, that like, yeah, this was going on in my crib, and he got sent to like, bro, like Gilbert is acting like this is funny, and I'm sitting around, and I get it. Oh, I'm a snitch. Okay, well, what does that come with? Okay, so maybe you don't get no jail time, but now for the rest of your life, you got to watch your back from the Israeli mob. That's not a good look.
Right.
That ain't a good look, my boy. You got kids out here. I'm knocking on wood. Look, I'm not wishing it. I'm just saying, like, if we're gonna talk about it, how these, if you're going to be involved in that world, it can be crazy. And I'm looking at Gil, and I'm like, Gil, this ain't nothing to play with. This is a real indictment right here, Gil. This is an actual indictment, and this real paperwork right here, my boy. We got the work. You got 5 Codis. This is an actual indictment. They got you with your alias as Agent Zero.
And look at all them names. I'm telling you, look at.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce none of this shit. So now it becomes, how'd you even get hooked up with these people, Gil? How'd you even meet these people?
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
Because you saying, oh, I just rented out a house. Well, okay, well, why would you just rent out? Like, how'd you get introduced to any of these people? These people are coming to the country illegally through illegal marriages. Like, this is bad work. This is bad work.
But and those, like, that stuff is going on a lot though. That stuff is going on, especially in those areas where you like all those cities, Tarzana, Encino, all them little areas. You living next to all these wealthy people, all these rich people. Yeah, they're gonna get together and they're gonna do some high stake poker shit. Like, they just got mansions that they can rent out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is some different type of level stuff.
I'm surprised though, and I think maybe, I don't know how far they're gonna take this.
If you remember, what's crazy, not to cut you off, Paul Pierce, when Paul Pierce got fired, remember he was at this high stake poker game.
Yes, he was.
With the strippers and all.
That's why I'm pointing out, I'm going to this part right here in the indictment. This is the part that no one's indicted on yet. This is the slippery slope this thing can go down, though. Gresham hired young women. First of all, key word, young women. How old are all these? See, it gets weird. When they say young women, are we talking about of age women? Is anybody underage? Okay, we'll figure that out later. So that's up in the air, right? He hired young women who, in exchange for tips, served drinks, provided massages, and offered companionship to poker players. Come on, Lord. That wording is nasty work down the line, because I don't know if you're going to charge with something else going on down the line now. Offered companionship. I don't know, are you saying now that they were, I ain't going to put it out there, but what you saying that they was doing? This is bad work. You don't want to be in no indictment with none of this stuff going on. This is bad work. And you're saying this is happening at a property that you rented out for these people.
Yeah.
And you've already admitted to that. That's bad work.
Yeah, that ain't looking
man. This is bad work.
Yeah, that ain't looking too good.
That's bad work. So, Gil, I know that you used to come on ESPN every now and then. Those days for you are done as well. You're done at ESPN. You're not coming back up there no more. We're good on you now.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, he's never coming back up there again. He's done. They say your boy Stephen A be wearing the wire. Stephen A getting all the information on everybody. He getting them out of there one by one. He ain't playing. But am I wilding though? Because this is bad work if I'm reading this Gilbert Arenas indictment.
Nah, that's terrible work. That's terrible work. Yeah.
This is bad work. Right?
Yeah, no.
Like
unfortunate situation. Especially with Gil's Arena and all that going on. I even think like he was shooting that inside one of his houses. Like, so Gilbert sound like he just one of those money hungry, never enough type of guys, and you got yourself in a situation where, you probably should have just, sometimes that all money ain't good money, and you got involved with the wrong group of people, doing the wrong things. You could have been using that house as a podcast set, like you filmed out, you know what I'm saying? It could have been so many other ways for that house to make you money, but you got involved with the wrong crowd. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but man, like all our little figures that make it and become successful, like it's crazy because we always got to see these fall from grace. You know what I'm saying? We tough. Just talked about Shannon. Gilbert Arenas, like him or don't, like what we can say is what he's been able to do media-wise, rejuvenate his career. Like we talked about it, Gil's Arena is kind of like the podcast for the guys who had the disappointing NBA careers. You know what I'm saying? And he was ascending, and it's just now, let's see where it goes from here.
And let me tell everybody out there, I like Boosie. Little Boosie badass, right? I'm from the South. I fuck with Boosie heavy. That's my Louisiana. That's my neighbor. I'm a Texas boy. That's my neighbor over there in the boot. But y'all do not take it. Y'all better not be taking legal advice from Boosie. Boosie out here talking crazy on Twitter. The Gilbert Arenas charge is bullshit. He set a poker game at his spot and won off the hands played. What the fuck? That's the same as getting a cut off a dice game that's at your home and to millionaires, that's a cleaning fee. Boosie, stop. Because what you're talking about is all illegal, my boy. Everything you just said was illegal. Like all that's illegal. Like none of that's legal, what you just said.
He said cleaning fee.
Yeah. He's talking about this been going on since the early 1900s. This is another tactic to take us down. And I'm not racist, but they not gonna lock up a white athlete / entertainer up for playing poker at his dance. No, see, Boosie, this is why we can't take legal advice from you. He wasn't playing poker at his house, Boosie. It was a whole thing. See, you can play poker at your house. What you can't do, per the United States, is have a gambling house where you are taking in fees and doing all that. Go ahead.
Boosie got a point. Boosie has the point. Okay.
What's the Boosie point?
I'm just going to throw an example out there.
Let's go.
The Kelsey brothers. Two brothers who got paid. Do we think the Kelsey brothers aren't throwing, like, we hear them on their podcast, we see their personality. You think they ain't throwing poker nights? Like Rob Gronkowski, like, look at these guys and some of these white athletes, and let's really think. Like, it was a lot of goofy guys that was lighthearted, just like Gilbert Arenas was, and there, Rob Gronkowski, for example. You think these guys ain't throwing no high stakes poker games?
It's possible. It definitely is possible.
More poker than us.
But here's the difference though. Are they throwing high stakes poker game just inviting the homies over to play poker? Because that's perfectly legal.
They inviting the young blonde hair white girls to come through, and they might not be playing rap music, but they playing their country music and drinking their beer while they play poker, man.
Yeah, do they got Israeli mobsters over there?
They more Israeli than us. They know what you mean? Like now that I'm thinking about it, like, okay, let's be real though. You come on, bro. You don't think Boosie got a little point right there? I like Boosie's
I
point.
think nobody should be taking advice from Boosie.
Do
Boosie's
you
gonna get
think
y'all
Michael
locked up.
Rubin is throwing gambling parties? Yes or no?
I think, bro, I got homies that I go to gambling parties with. We're like, hey man, we gonna come to the crib. We gonna watch the fight. We gonna watch the fight and we gonna play some cards.
Do you think they're taking a cut?
No. No.
You don't think they're taking a cut?
First of all, Gilbert said he wasn't even there playing. He just set it up and he's the house. That's what they do in Vegas at the hotels. You think the person who owns the Wynn Hotel is there playing? No, I'm just the house.
Right, but the illegal part of it that made it an illegal gambling business is because they was taking a cut.
Yes.
Right. So every single person in America who's throwing a gambling party is taking a cut.
No. It's a difference between you saying, yo, if you want to show some love, show love, versus saying, hey, Ross, every hand, X amount got to go to the house. See, that's different. That's different. I'm just saying that if whoever's doing that is wrong and they're illegal. Maybe they cracked down on Gilbert because he was messing with the Israeli mob people and all this other stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
He should have been probably rocking with some country white boys.
He was already trying to get, and this is what helped them get him.
It could listen. I'm here for the bullshit. It could have definitely been that. It definitely could have been that. I'm not dismissing that at all.
Let's see if the government handles them the same way they would as if they were Mexican.
Because look, Ross, you're glossing over two parts. Let me bring this back up real quick. Let's talk about these two parts real quick. And then this is why it's important to have the work. Got the content. Gresham, whoever these other two people are, and Cohen managed illegal pot limit Omaha poker games, among other illegal games, at the Encino Mansion. Collected a rake of fee the house charge from each pot, either as a percentage or a fixed amount per hand, and invited players to compete. Gresham hired young women who, in exchange for tips, served drinks, provided massages, and offered companionship to the poker players. The women were charged a tax, a percentage of their earnings from working the games. Chefs, valets, and armed security guards also were hired to staff these illegal poker games. So it's not just you taking a rake from the game. You got the girls and you telling them, whatever you get tipped, I need a piece of that too. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's like tipping out the house at the end of the night. So, okay.
That's illegal. That's the point.
we come make y'all some money. Y'all come and do this at the game. Okay. Let's just say every $100 you give us 10. Come on, bro. That's straight.
I respect it. I'm not saying I don't respect it. I'm just saying it's illegal. It's a lot of
It
illegal shit.
sounds like good business to me. I don't know what.
I would advise y'all out there not to do it. Right? I would advise y'all out there not to do it.
It seemed like they was doing it the legit way. Now I saw something that a lady went missing, and a couple years ago, and they're trying to connect her with some of these guys that was in that. Now, see, once that starts happening, and now let's say she was one of the workers from the place, and she ended up coming missing. Now you in deeper water. Go ahead and look up. There's a lady missing. Man, I knew her name and
Let me see if I find something here.
Let me see. I got it right here.
Yeah, that's crazy. See, if you get into that, and
Did
this is what I'm saying. No, I haven't found it. I'm looking for it. But if you get into that type of thing, that's why this is a big thing, right? Because it's deeper than just we playing poker. Because anytime, that's why I keep highlighting the girls thing. Because anytime you get into we're providing girls and as entertainment, that's where it can get sketchy real quick. That's, again, going back to the Michael Vick thing. Yeah, he had his brother and his homeboys. They had access to this house. He didn't necessarily know they were going to be over there operating a damn illegal dog fighting ring, but that's what they were doing. And he owns the property, and he technically had knowledge of it. Now he gets in trouble for it. That's all I'm saying. And Gilbert has already acknowledged via his social media that he rented out the houses. So why the hell are you renting out these houses to these people for specifically for these games? And you're decorating them with Arenas Poker Night. Like, you're putting your label on this stuff. Like, it's just bad work is what I'm saying. Now, him saying he gonna snitch, it sounds good. It sounds good. I'm a snitch. That sounds good until you actually snitch. That's all I'm saying.
You got them Israelis. Yeah, I got it right here. It's a news article. NBC, what's this? NBC4 LA. Pretty much is connect. They're saying a West LA mom came up missing, and she was last seen at one of these. You know,
I got it here, right here. But let me pull it up. I'll play the YouTube from it. Let's play some of this from the news station. I get right to the work. Let's get to the work. Been waiting on this my whole life. Let's get right to the work. Let's get
real reporters out here. Yeah, tap in.
We begin at 6 tonight with high-end illegal poker games under investigation in Los Angeles. Good evening once again, everyone. I'm Colleen Williams.
And I'm Michael Brownlee. A federal indictment unsealed just today accuses former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas.
Fair use for y'all. This is educational purposes. We get into the information. Let's go.
Others of running an underground poker game at Arenas' home in Encino. Now, he pleaded not guilty in court today and was granted bond. Tonight, NBC4 investigates that alleged gambling ring may have a connection to the unsolved disappearance and death of a woman from West LA. Heidi Plank vanished in 2021, and detectives working that case also took part in some of the investigation into the gambling case unsealed today.
Our investigative reporter, Eric Leonard, joins us live now with more information.
Well, we've learned from some of our law enforcement sources familiar with the Heidi Plank case that investigators examining her disappearance were present in early 2022 when federal agents served search warrants at a home in Sherman Oaks. That house is part of the case that led to the indictments today of 8 people, including former NBA player Gilbert Arenas, who federal prosecutors have accused of taking part in running an illegal gambling operation. This is video from News Chopper 4 of federal agents serving a search warrant in 2022 at a home on Chandler Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. A copy of that warrant that we've obtained shows agents suspected the home was being used to host illegal gambling events that were tied to an organized crime ring running secret poker rooms all over L.A. And this is that same house days later on fire in what several law enforcement sources say they believe was an arson designed to...
Whoa, this is bad work, Ross. This is bad work.
Hold on. I could have just put it together in my mind. Something went left at that house. They had to set it on fire. They had to get rid of Shorty. And then they started using Gilbert's house.
Yeah, Gilbert, this is all new to me. This is bad work. Okay, let's keep going. Hold on.
Destroy potential evidence. That search on Chandler, court papers say, led to the search of Gilbert Arenas' home in Encino that the indictment unsealed this week says was being used around the same time to host underground gambling events.
So this is all 2022. So this goes to that part in the indictment where they talk about he gave false statements. Right? Because this is all 2022 work. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, this brings everything full circle.
And the law enforcement sources told NBC4 they believed there was a possible connection between this gambling ring and Heidi Plank's disappearance. They told us associates of the same organized crime group that's the subject of the indictment today were also linked to an illegal gambling room running inside an apartment at a high-rise building in downtown L.A. There's no indication Arenas or anyone named in the case today was involved in the downtown poker room. But that building is where Plank was last seen and where her dog was found wandering on an upper floor. The sources told us evidence found at the Chandler search helped build the gambling case charged this week, but it did not help explain Plank's disappearance. She attended her son's football game in Downey that day, left at halftime, and was later recorded by security cameras near the apartment building downtown. Her car was found a week later, parked in a different building's garage. The LAPD said it found forensic evidence at that first apartment building that suggested she died in some kind of incident, and in turn, that led to the Chiquita Canyon landfill, where detectives spent days unsuccessfully searching for her remains. Plank's body was never found, and a judge declared her dead in 2023. Her family and friends continue to try.
Look, now we're talking about, now we're talking about heavy stuff now, Ross.
I got it. That group was throwing them gambling parties at different spots. Something went left. Either that lady, you never know. With those situations, they could have caught her stealing. She could have turned down somebody. She could have pissed off one of the big time spenders. You never know what happened. Somebody could have, wanted her and she refused them. You never know. Something went left with that lady. They set the house on fire to get rid of evidence. Then they lured her in and got rid of her. And they so professional that them people still didn't find no evidence. They know she went missing. They found the dog, but they ain't find no remains. So them people are real mobster professionals.
Is that the type of people that you want to snitch on?
That's Gilbert.
Are those the type of people that you want to snitch on?
Gilbert and some stuff.
Come on. Listen, I haven't, man. Shout out to who was that? Let's make sure we give them credit. That was
NBC LA.
NBC4 LA. Man, they own it.
Whew.
That's tough. What the dots they're connecting with all this, they ain't nothing to play with.
Well, it's because those same people are in the middle of all. So even though Gilbert might not be on all three cases that's going on there, those other names, it's like, okay, your name, you tied into this, you tied into this, and it's all around gambling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where situations might have gone left. So now that opens. So Gilbert just might be in the middle of a crossfire or something way bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have just been on some goofball shit. Oh, I can make a little money just renting out this house.
Not even
knowing or realizing what the hell they actually are doing. You know what I'm saying? So
they making people disappear. You feel me?
Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out NBC LA.
Yeah, they had the information. All right, before we get ahead of the night, god damn, after that, shit, that throwing me. Listen, I'm throwing off now. The last in the trifecta of former athletes that had an issue this week was the Morris twin. He out here, right? He went old school. He out here just writing bad checks. That's just some ratchet shit.
So I saw what it was.
Allegedly writing bad checks.
So it's considered bad checks, but pretty much he was getting the loans from the casinos. It was the MGM Grand, and then it was the Wynn. And he would go and get the $150,000 from the casino, and then essentially, it would bounce as if a bad check. So it's pretty much considered a bad check. So yeah, he was just going crazy in Vegas, and he thought he figured out something. Hey, I can get a quick $150,000 real quick. Let me try to scam the casino. Them casinos don't play
at all.
It's crazy that both these situations revolve around gambling. Man, listen, leave them mob people alone. The mob run the casino. Leave them alone. It ain't no joke out here.
But he in
Hey.
custody out there. He out there with y'all. He out there in Broward County.
Yeah. They said they got him in Broward. They're gonna extradite him to Vegas though.
The Vegas, yeah, they picked him up. So why? But that's crazy though. Why would I guess how did they pick him up? Why would they pick him up in Broward though?
But you know all these dudes be living down here.
Okay,
They probably
just got
live down here in Boca, Hollywood, Florida. But it's crazy. Our casino is in Broward, so he could have been trying to go try it again. You know what I'm saying?
So okay, break it down to me one more time. So he's going to the casino. They know he got money. It's a thing, obviously, right? Where like people that they know are well off, they'll extend credit to,
especially for high stakes. Yeah,
right. They'll extend credit to. Right?
He could even be going and spending a lot of money. It's not like he walking in there like us. Like let's say he go in there and over the weekend he done spent $100,000. Okay. He done built up his relationship with the casino to where he's spent X amount of money. They might trust you to give you $100,000.
So they'll give you $150,000 line of credit.
Line of credit.
So now, what is he doing with that money? You're saying though, because that's the point I'm confused on.
Losing that. But that line of credit that they just gave you, you have to pay that back.
Oh, got you. So that's what they're considering the check, is what you're saying.
Yeah, your check bounced. Yeah. So when they went to go take it out,
they're saying you were playing and they felt like you were good for it. They was like, okay, you was like, yo, I ain't got no more cash on me. Can I get a line of credit? They gave you $150.
They let you essentially write a check. Whatever information you put on that paperwork, that account, whatever you get form of payment you gave us to where we was gonna be able to pull that money out if you lost. You know what I'm saying? Or when you lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to, whatever that account information, he could have given them bank account information. He could have gave them.
His thing was, by the time they run all this, I'm going to be gone anyway.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he did it twice. So a lot of times how that work is, you didn't get away the first time, but they might have just, we're going to get you when we get you. You went and did it the second time, and they probably already was on alert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's bad work that he's doing it, because I'm showing this says
I think one was 100, one was 150.
Yeah, they said that he's accused of stealing about $265,000 from casinos, allegedly getting $115,000 from the MGM grant, using bad checks in May 2024 and never paid it back when the checks bounced. It's also alleged that Morris did something similar a month later with more bad checks totaling $150,000. So that's to your point. It sounds like MGM Grand gave him $115. He went to another casino. They gave him $150. That's the $265. Yeah. Right. Okay. So that's the win. So he got $115 from MGM. Then he went to the win and got $150 and did the same thing.
And so the win is pretty much like the NBA hotel, because when they do the summer league, they all stay at the win. When they're in town, when the Pro Bowl was in Vegas, they all stay. So the win has these high profile people. So you probably, because they know you're there with the NBA or whatever, you probably already getting a certain credit line just off the strength. So they really not checking you like they would the regular person when you say, hey, I want this $100,000 loan.
So what do you think that he did? Do you think that he gave them like a bad account that didn't have money in it purposefully? Or do he just he just finished playing in the NBA. I find it hard to believe he ain't got 265.
See, and that's what we were in conversation about, because this is Marcus Morris, this not Markeith Morris. Which one was on TV? Is this the one that was on TV?
Both of them was technically on TV. This is Marcus.
Okay. Now this was retired, or he still had a job?
I think he's retired now.
Okay. So my whole thing is the friends that I've known, like I know a guy that played for the Spurs. I'm not going to say the name. he was like the second to last person off the bench.
Right.
And he made $150,000 a game.
Right.
Game check, a game. Direct deposit, straight to the account. They play about 4 games a week. It's 82 games. Like we all could do the ballpark there. Like for him to be going to the casino scamming them out of $100,000, like that sounds like he just got a real bad gambling problem. And those guys, you know, they do. And then to be honest, with making that money so fast and like how their deals are set up, you know, you can set it up to make it each game. You can set it up, get paid once a month. You can set it up however you like. Like he could have just been, okay, I know I'm gonna get some money. And when it was time to have that money in the account, it's already spent again. Like you can get in that habit of spending it so fast. So it's hard to think like that you're trying to scam people out of like 100,000 is a lot for us. For them, that's one game.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pocket watch now a little bit on him because I think maybe he was probably just trying to scam the casinos and just using an account he knew didn't have no money in it. Just because, like you said, I think he thought that he got away with it the first time, and he was like, I'm gonna try it again. You know what I'm saying? Versus going
you always can tell. The second time he went and tried to get more. The first time, let me try with 115. Okay, the second time, I'm finna do 160. I got away last time. That's how you can tell.
I ain't gonna pay them niggas nothing. Fuck it. Because I'm looking at his so he last played in the NBA in 2024. So he didn't play any in 2025. But at that time in 2024, he signed a 1-year, $3 million contract with the Knicks. Before that, he had signed in 2023 a 1-year deal with Cleveland for – hold on. Let me back up. Hold on. So 2023, he signed for the rest of the season basically for like $400,000. Right, so he came in kind of late in the season, but that was $400,000 in 2023 he got from them. He had a 4-year deal with the Clippers from 2020 to 2023. That was for $64 million. Now, look, he may have a horrible gambling problem where he done fucked up all the money. I don't know, Ross, but I don't think you can fuck up $64 million.
So I'm looking career earnings, in 13 years he's played with 9 teams. He's earned $106 million.
Yeah.
Almost
so I think I think he got 265 somewhere. I would hope he got 265 somewhere.
So that's just pushing you. That's just being a nigga when you ain't have to.
Yeah, you just didn't want to come out of pocket. And I'm with you. I wouldn't want to come out of pocket either, that 115. Fuck them niggas.
He lost his money. He was mad. He like, shit, I'm finna get over on the casino.
Yeah, he was just trying to get off. Now, here's the problem he gonna have though. If he does have a gambling problem, you know this, Ross. If he does have a gambling problem, he gonna have to be a cash player from now on.
Oh yeah.
You did?
Oh yeah.
You got to be a cash.
He might
player.
ban him from the casinos.
I probably would. I mean, like, why would I?
Hey, he might not need to go to Vegas. You know, them people will come after you.
Talk about it. Talk about it. You did?
We just saw the news article. You feel me?
Man, look, we're gonna get up out here for the night, but man, that you took me somewhere with that Gilbert Arenas thing that I didn't think we was gonna go. I didn't realize they had dropped that kind of information on the news down there in LA. Shout out to NBC4 down there. That was whoa. Yeah, I mean, I knew it was bad already just based on the information, but now we're talking about a missing body. Like, people I don't think understand when you talk about murders. There's no statute of limitation. It may go cold, but it never goes away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, you can always get hit with that, always charged. So, you know, to your point, you're dealing with some real professionals if they made this motherfucker quote unquote disappear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
so Gilbert,
we know something happened. We know it was an incident. We just can't never find the body.
Yeah. And you got professionals looking for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's Gilbert. Be careful. That's all I'm gonna tell you, Gilbert, because you out here playing.
You're about to be at UFC and you playing with these people. Yeah.
Yeah, I need for you to.
You would like to be courtside at the games and cheering be in the public. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to go get you a bunker and stay locked away. You feel me? Like,
yeah, that's tough. Okay, we'll leave on this, Ross. Give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes on this, and we out of here for the night. I would love to get your take on this. We talked about this on my other podcast, No Strings Attached, where we talk about relationships. I would love to get your take on this. Tracy Ellis Ross, who's in her 50s, and I think she's 52 years old. She came out and said this. Tracy Ellis Ross says, when it comes to marriage, women have to wait around until the man, quote unquote, the man is ready, not waiting for partnership to find. And she's saying that she's not waiting for partnership to find joy, right? She's a 52-year-old woman, and she's like, oh, I just got to wait for them dudes. And my argument was, Ross, in her 52 years, she's been famous for her whole life. Her mom was Diana Ross. But like on her own with like the show Girlfriend, she's been famous for the last 30 years. She's had more than, trust me, it was a bunch of dudes that were pursuing her that would love to marry Tracy Ellis Ross. She hasn't, the guy that she wanted, right? Like that unicorn, that person hasn't proposed to her yet. But trust me, it was a bunch of thorough dudes that do well for themselves that would have loved to be with Tracy Ellis Ross. Because look, I know that's the picture that they put up. Here's the picture that I'm going to put up, right?
Hey, that's the what?
Yeah, that's 52 right there. Yeah, that's Tracy at 52 with all them cakes out, right? So what I'm saying is she needs to stop the foolishness. But talk to me, Ross, though, because she's saying, oh, the man got all the power, and I'm just sitting around just waiting to see if anybody gonna scoop me up.
Yeah, she be throwing me off with that, man. And I think a lot of women actually feel the way she feel, and I disagree. I mean, I agree. Like, okay, I don't want to go too personal. They do kind of have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're going with the patriarch, right, to where like the man proposes and all that, then yeah, you're gonna have to wait until that man is.
Yeah, because I wouldn't like if a girl proposed to me.
Right. That's sucker time, right?
Yeah. So like they do have to wait. I agree with her there, but she could have been found a man, like you say. She's waiting for a man that don't exist because mind, she believes she deserves. Like, ain't nobody gonna be good enough,
right?
And now you've waited to where you kind of look seasoned. You're a little older.
Yeah.
And yeah, we love that picture. What can we go to the other picture?
Oh, I go back. Don't worry, I got the work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dude's probably blowing Tracy Ellis up, but they trying to see what that do. You know what I'm saying? and now she want to be on her whole little spiritual and all that. You know what I'm saying? Tracy Ellis, she give me one of them women that don't like to shave their armpits.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. You know, that turned me off about old girl, because that was my girl, man. What's her name? God damn, what's my girl name, man? The brown skin chick. Electric Lady.
Ari Lennox.
No, I love me some Ari. Do Ari not shave her armpit? I love me some Ari.
I knew you loved Ari. That's why I was wondering. Yeah.
This was my girl. This was my girl before Ari. Hold on, I got you. Hold on. This is my
Tracy Ellis look good though. I ain't gonna lie.
Janelle Monáe was my girl before Ari, but she don't shave her armpits though. Janelle Monáe
had a whole little she changed her whole little brand. She's going crazy. Shout out my nigga Gucci.
All right, we out here on that, man. We up out here tonight, man. Shout out to my man Ross. We got football back. Football is back, Ross. We got to turn up. So we got to turn up. Football season is upon us now, man. I don't know. We got to talk about the
how did the game go today?
What
this is the first game today.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me go. Hold on.
Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame. Let's see what happened. I think they still playing. Are they still playing? Let me see where we at. 34-7. The Chargers won 34-7.
Okay, so at least they out there. At least they out. Okay, no starters played.
Trey Lance finds Lambert Smith with a beautiful TD pass in preseason opener. So shout out to Trey Lance, man, trying to get his shit off.
Shout out to Trey Lance getting some burn. What's this, his third or fourth team? So Trey Lance, I didn't even know he was with the Chargers.
He might not be there for the start of the season. Shout out to him. I don't know how long he's going to be there, but shout out to him. Who the hell is this other quarterback they played? DJ. Who the hell is this kid? He's from Florida State.
Yeah, okay. The one from first, then he went to Florida State.
There you go. What he do?
He the one who won one game at Florida State last year.
Oh, he got in late. He went 2 for 3, 25 yards. Trey Lance was 13 for 20, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Lions played Kyle Allen. He was 9 for 14, 91 yards, 2 picks.
Oh, he ain't gonna be back.
Yeah, you out of there, my boy. You threw 2 picks in that one. Yeah, you out of there. So yeah, it's time to turn up. So we'll see y'all, man. It's going down. Y'all keep y'all nose clean out here, man. Y'all don't get caught up in no foolishness, man. If y'all got some gambling going on, keep it on the hush, because these people is out here. They looking, man. Y'all be careful and continue to rock with us right here, man. We got the new channel coming, Ross and Risky. That's gonna be the new channel, Ross and Risky. We gonna get it super popping over there, man. So y'all make sure y'all keep tapped in with us right here. Be aware of what we got going on. Hit the bell icon on your way out. We appreciate y'all, man. Ross, it's been real. I appreciate you, my dude. Peace.
Sir.